Hi, this is Ronnie, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to Sketch Sunday, featuring Christy's beautiful life and her 30-day sketches revisited. And if you would like to join in and put your layout on Instagram, it's hashtag 30DSCBL. Yeah, Moira invited me, and she told me to pick a number between 1 and 125, and I picked 88, and it ended up being this sketch right here, and it is from Series 2 on January 4th, and it's created by Laura Whitaker, and that's scrapping around the block. I started to say clock. I always want to say clock when I say it. Scrapping around the block, blogspot.com. And Laura always makes the prettiest layouts. Anyway, I was excited to get invited, and I picked these two pictures out, and they're Christmas, and the layout's not Christmas on the sketch. So I am going to use Christmas things instead. And I'll probably use more than what is in the sketch because, you know, I like the goodies. I like them all. If I'd done it exactly like the sketch, I probably wouldn't put as much on there. But it's at an angle. And every time I do them at the angle, it's kind of hard. It kind of throws me off when I go to try to put everything on straight. And so I told myself to make sure I put this wood grain vertical on this page right here. It's a wood grain. It's got little white spots on it like snow flurries on there. So I wanted it vertical. Well, I end up gluing it up vertical, but then I turn around and somewhere along the way turn it up sideways. And so the lines go horizontal, and that throws me off. And I didn't even notice it at first. So I just kept going. If everything is out of whack, that is why. I started out of whack. And the paper I'm using is some of that paper from Mambi that Jennifer got me for Christmas. Well, gave me out of her stash for Christmas. But it was new, and it was new to me. And I already had cut the green and had the square from it because I used the center part for all kinds of stuff on a layout. And so I thought, well, I'll use it for the background and then use the wood grain one that she gave me. And see, I can't decide which way to lay it. And of course, I am not paying attention to the fact that, yeah, it's going to be horizontal somewhere. At some time or another, I do turn it because that's what it ends up. There I was deciding whether to use the red or the green. And if I used the green, it would have reflected the green in the border part. But I thought I'll go ahead and use a whole new color and introduce the red to the page. And the layout's got these circles, and they look like a clock face. But I'm going to have mine as ornaments. And I used the blue to cut this out, which made this bigger than it would have if I'd used the red. And these are the Creative Memory circle cutters that I've had forever, but I still have them, I think, so you could still get them. And one's in the upper left and one on the bottom right, and I went ahead and did it. I didn't rotate the sketch. It's the paper I rotated. And let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, that is silver. It looks white looking at it, but that's because I've got it flipped over. And I'm going to take my stylus and put little lines in it because older ornaments, you know, the newer ones don't have it mostly. At least I haven't had any that had it. Of course, I don't have matching ornaments on my tree. I have a variety, so I don't usually have. The only balls I have on there is ones my mom gave me when I first got married off of her tree, so I'd have some off her tree. But anyway, they had like little ridges going around there, and then they also had little scallops. So I'm trying to duplicate that. So I used the stylus and made the little ridges, and then I'm just going to hand cut the scallops because it's tiny scallops. And there I'm using that ring set again to make the little ring to go at the top so you can put the hook on it. And that's going to make my ornaments, make them look like more like ornaments than they do with just the paper laying there. And I am kind of crinkling them a little bit in my fingers while I'm doing this because I want them to look a little more three-dimensional too. Although I am going to glue them down. And I probably, for realistic purposes, should have moved them up a tiny bit. But I wanted the little scallop show up better, so I scooted them down just a tiny bit on the ball. And so they're kind of embedded. But like I said, I wanted my little scallops to show after I went to the trouble of cutting them. And I'm just going to adhere them straight down to the page because in a minute I'm going to start working on my banners. Yeah, it only shows a couple on the sketch. It does not show very much on the sketch, but I put several on there. I like the look of them, and then I cover part of that up with trees, Christmas trees. That Christmas tree paper, yeah, I'm going to cut some of those and put on here too. Yeah, there's the border sheet that I'm going to cut from. And yeah, this one here, I even make it into a fishtail banner. I cut it, and it's going to cut in half, and I'm going to have it laying on there. And every time I look at it, I think, man, should I fishtail it or not? And see how it looks? It would make a cute ornament, just decorate. You know, I could have just done that. I could have just cut them off. Instead of gluing my little ornament down there, I could have glued them on and then just cut them off in the shape of the ball. Since I was doing something different anyway, but I didn't think of that till just now. Next time maybe, because I might want to revisit this sketch again. I trim this one around on the scallops too. Both of these I did because I like scallops. If you haven't all noticed, I like scallops. And I decided I wanted to put it up there at the top of the page. I liked it. So I thought, instead of getting it all mixed up with these other banners, I could put it up there and kind of showcase it. Yeah, that was my reasoning behind it. I just liked it. Oh, I'm just going through here trying to pick out which ones that I want to put on there. I end up putting them all. I don't know why it took me so long to decide. But I cut that out because this was extremely long video to start with. And I thought, wow, that took a while. So yeah, I'm going to cut part of that out since it took so long. I decided to go ahead while I was still thinking because, yeah, like I said, I don't know why I didn't just put them on there because I put them all on there anyway. But, you know, I don't know about y'all, but when I cannot decide what to do next, I'll stop and do something else. And something I know I'm going to do anyway. And I knew I was going to mat these pictures in white. So well, I'll stop and do that. And, of course, the whole time I'm thinking about the banners and which ones to put first and whether to fishtail the scallop one or not. Yeah, so it does take me a while to decide. But, like I said, I'll cut quite a bit of that out so y'all won't have to watch me do it. I am putting the pictures on foam tape, but I am not going to adhere them down yet. I thought, well, the reason I wanted the white is because I knew I was going to have the banners with all the different colors behind them, and I thought they'd show up better if I used the white. And the reason I had the foam tape is basically the same reason. Since I had all those colors behind there, I thought I could put it on foam tape and the white, and it'd bring it up from them a little bit and distinguish them a tiny bit. But then I turn around and put a tree on the pictures. Both of them get a tree on the pictures. So, you know, they do get stuff adhered to them, so I do cover up some of the things that I made sure that they showed up better for. But I do like the trees on there, even though, yeah, I cover part of the white on the picture up. I don't cover much of the pictures itself up, but, well, not him anyway. And that's Luke, and this is like number 5 of 20 maybe. I'm going to have to count them to make sure. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that's the paper I cut the trees out of, and I cut 6, so I could have 3 on each. Well, I cut 5, I guess, and then I decided I needed one more, and I cut 6. And I do like this sketch. I like Laura Whitaker's sketches, period. She makes really nice sketches. But, you know, you got to work with what you have. And what you need to be doing, I need to be scrapping these pictures, even though, yeah, it's Christmas. And I think I have one more Christmas that I want to scrap of these. And it's Luke with his dad, and they're opening a present. And he lost his dad a couple of years ago, so I wanted to make sure I had at least one picture in the scrapbook that was with his dad. And he's pretty small in that picture. Here I'm putting that piece on, and no, it don't have a fishtail yet, but it will have, because I'll keep looking at it and think it needs it. So yeah, I'll be pulling it up. And it's a wonder, as thin as this paper is, I don't tear it up, because I'm kind of rough on paper sometimes. But it's tougher than it looks. Yeah. And see, there's my fishtail. I went ahead and did it. And one of these papers, one of these banners, I seen myself watching the video. It was the last ones that I cut in half. It was the last strip. And I tossed it up to the right. So I tried to put two of them on one ball and realized it and stopped myself. And there's the trees. And you're going to see they do look cute on here, even if it does make this look busier. And I really thought about using these pictures for Punched Out Thursday and making a Smurf. Yeah. I did consider it, because I thought that ought to be pretty easy to make with the punches. But I needed a set of two pictures for this layout and decided I'd go ahead and use them. Of course, they were like 4x6s, and I cropped them down and put two on a 4x6 so that they would fit on this layout better. Yeah, I'm going to fuss with the trees, and see how I'm covering part of that white up? Yeah, I am. And I am going to put part of it on foam tape, because, of course, the picture's on foam tape. And I am also going to put my title down there where it's supposed to be, where it shows it in the layout. And, oh, I thought I'd stop a few minutes, because I wasn't sure what my title's going to be. It is just Merry Christmas. But I thought about having, here's your ticket to ride, because he is riding that Smurf thingy. I don't know if it's, I can't tell if it's just like a little tricycle thing or if it's like a little Hot Wheel thing. But, yeah, he is riding a Smurf. But I would just put the Merry Christmas instead. And I'm basically doing the same thing I did down there. Some of them I cut apart to make them a little bit longer. Well, I think I cut them all apart, and some I overlapped each other with, so they would be different lengths. And yeah, even using this T-square ruler, I wasn't sure if they were getting straight or not, because that thing throws me off. And those triangles the other day, this is two really close together that is throwing me off because of angles. But that's what I like about challenges. They get you out of your rut, and you do something that you would not have done otherwise. I thought, I got to do that part, because, you know, that's the challenge part to me. And then the other stuff, you know, I could just go ahead and do whatever. But that was the laying the paper at the angle, I knew was the challenge part for me, because I'd done it before, but not on purpose. It's because of a challenge is why I've done it before. And I am going to put some twine up there in my little ornament things. They're not tags, but I've got that Christmas twine that comes unraveled really easy. And I am going to use it, and I'm going to put glue on the ends of it, because I don't want it to come unraveled any more than it has to. And yeah, I am going to put it on there, and I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. Oh, that's the Merry Christmas. I laid it on the red, and of course it didn't show up very good. Now, well, I've already got white in the matting on the pictures, and I could use white. And of course I used the white, and I think, man, that is awful white. So I end up using, I think it's 2 or 3 rub-ons on there. And oh, and I put red in the back of it. I still wanted the red, so yeah, I put it in the back. And the Christmas was, I am thinking it might have came from Chamel. I'm kind of thinking it might have. And it kind of looks like a ticket, a fancy cut ticket, but a ticket. And it says Christmas, and it's got that chalk writing. So yeah, it's pretty as Christmas, so I wanted to use it. Those stickers had Merry Christmas, but I wanted to use this instead. So it's going to go right there. And of course I had to use my T-square ruler again because I don't even know where I'm at on this page. And I'm pulling the rub-ons out now. I'm going to put Fa La La up there on that white spot up to the right and fill it in because I thought, man, that looks really white. What can I put there? What can fit? That's why I was holding it over there to see how much space different words were taking up. So I end up with Fa La La because nothing else looked like it fit. Well, there was one other, but I was afraid it's still a little bit long. And see how well this fits? It's a good thing I decided on it because it looks like it fits right. And I am going to end up, oh, this is where I cut the little stars out to put by the Mary because it looks so white there. Another place that's white, yeah. Those white places are getting my attention on this layout. But the stars look pretty good once I put them down, and I think it fills it in just fine. I am going to use one more rub-on thing, and you will see that I have to use some little tile things. Oh, I thought I was going to do the other rub-on. No, I'm not. I wanted this little tag thing, little circle thing. I wanted to use it on there because it said capture the moment, and it does have blues. It had blues. I cut them off. And I punched out 1 1/4 inch circle and just stuck that to it because those are the colors I needed. He had blue on in his little outfit, but I had no blue on the page other than that. So to use it and not have to add some more blue to the page, I just went ahead and changed it. I customized it for my page. And here's these wooden buttons for Chamel. And I'm pretty sure I have at least 2 sets of them. And then I've got a couple of more sets that's not Chamel. Anyway, I told myself make sure I use them for these Christmas layouts. And I have used a few, but not as many as I needed to. I am going to use 2 on this page, though. Yeah, I am so proud that I'm using 2. Oh, I'm finally doing the rub-on here. And it says, Santa, please stop. And it said here. But while I'm doing this, when I go to rub the here, it went flying across to who knows where. So I did not have the here to put on there. So I pulled out these little tiles, and they're from Hey Kid, and they're tiny. They're not very big. And I'm going to put a little banner across there that says here. And yeah, make up for not having it. But yeah, I did the red letters, and it may look white, but it's actually got little teeny tiny polka dots on it. And so does the circle part that I did the rub-on part on. But yeah, it's cute little paper with teeny tiny polka dots on there. And I'm also going to put these staples on each end, the Tim Holtz tiny attacher, just because I like it when I can put them on there. And I put them in, and then I just adhere it down. I don't actually staple it down. It just looks like it's stapled down. Oh, and when I went ahead and put red behind the banner, I decided I was going to have to do it behind the circle too, so I had to get another punch out. I had to get the 1 1/2 inch punch so that I could punch it out and it fit. But yeah, I finally got that on there. I thought about just tossing it, but I thought, no, I was really wanting it on there, so the only thing left to do is figure out how to do it. This is that twine that I was talking about earlier, Yeah, it don't take much at all for it to unravel. You take and cut it with, you touch it and it starts to unravel. You don't even have to do any cutting. So I made sure I glued the ends of them so that, yeah, they wouldn't come unraveled. Too bad, too bad, yeah. Um, I did notice how long this video is getting, and so I did speed up the twine part of it. And, oh, I'm comparing the layout to the sketch, and it is close. Mine is a little more busy, but it's close. And then I decided when I did that, I looked down at the ornament and I thought I could put some faux stitching around there. So of course I had to put the faux stitching on there. And then I thought that little scallop thing that I cut and put in there needed something, so I cut out one of those snowflakes that was in between the trees on the tree paper. And yeah, here's my layout. I am done with it. And I want to thank Moira for inviting me. She has been one of my best buddies on YouTube forever. I mean, forever. And even when I wasn't on YouTube, I'd still talk to Moira. But yeah, this is my layout. And if you want to do this sketch and try it out, and use hashtag 30DSCBL on Instagram, and you can post your layout on there and we can see what you did. And yeah, have fun with the crooked angles. Yeah, I'm trying to convince y'all to do the hard part of the layout. But you probably all do it and I have no problem at all. It's just me. But don't you think right under Merry Christmas I could put a little ticket that says, here's your ticket to ride? Yeah, Beatles song. I think from like 1965 maybe. But I think it'd go pretty good there. But if you leave a comment below, I'll be sure to get back with you. If you liked the video and would hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. Now, Moira and Crystal are the professionals. They do Sketch Sunday every single week. And they'll probably do this layout and not have no trouble with the angles on it. They probably aren't. It's probably just me. But I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. And I want to thank Moira again for inviting me. Bye.